Hello everybody, this is Old Soldier. Today we're going to talk about entrenching tools, or more appropriately, the Army E-tool and the Crovel collapsible shovel. Stand by. If you spend any time in the military, or if you spend any time especially in the infantry, you have gotten acquainted with an entrenching tool, or otherwise affectionately known as an E-tool. And I spent more than a little time with one of these attached to my rucksack and have used it many times to dig fighting positions, hasty fighting positions, aka ranger graves, and mortar positions. I have a former colleague, a guy I respected very much, who has said, hey, you know, he'll carry all kinds of gear, but he would never ever carry one of those on his rucksack or in his rucksack. I don't know how he avoided it, or maybe he borrowed somebody else's all the time, but especially if you're in the infantry, even the military, if you go to the field, you're going to end up doing some sort of digging, chopping, and I'm not one to always want to borrow stuff from others, so I carried it. So this is the very one that I had in my rucksack for or I tied off outside of my rucksack. Here's the carrier, and I carried this on my rucksack and tied it off, had a dummy corded off for jumps, because the last thing you need on a drop zone, or a static line drop zone, or any drop zone for that, as a matter of fact, is one of these whistling in and hitting somebody. And you'd be surprised at all the impacts you hear on a drop zone of equipment that their owners have lost. This is a great digging tool. It's lightweight, and it does its job. You can chop, you can cut with it, and for what it is a very good tool. And many people, other than myself, have also used it for a seat, and many people other than myself have also used it for an impromptu toilet seat. So they're very versatile, lightweight. I have no idea what one of them costs today. I should probably take a few minutes and look online, but if you Google Army entrenching tool or entrenching tool, you'll get a copy of one of these, or an image of one of these will come up. Now, the old school, the model before this, had a long shanked wooden handle, and don't have first-hand knowledge of it, but should the occasion have arisen, the old ones with a long shanked, with a long wooden handle, they would have made a awesome improvised hand-to-hand tool. Very deadly. But, never used it for that. So if what I used it for, this thing is lightweight and worked just fine. It's still serviceable. And you can see it is still dirty from the last time I used it. This is a Crovel. Okay? And yes, this was invented by the guy who shot his thumb off on Doomsday Preppers. Be that as it may. This is kind of an interesting tool. And, I'm one of those guys who likes his kit, as many of you who watch this channel can tell. And what this is a multi-tool. Okay, and what this is a beefed-up version of an E-tool. And it's a shovel, and obviously you can chop with it. And but he's built in a bottle opener, which works. And this is very heavy and heavy-duty, and Crovel is a combination between a shovel and a crowbar. And this is very heavy duty, like I said, can be used as a small crowbar, and has a hammerhead mallet. I've used that to drive stakes, and has the claw feature. And I've used that to pry stuff. Works great. And it also the handle comes wrapped in 550 cord, which is always a good thing. So, is this a handy tool? Yes, it is. Is it more expensive than an entrenching tool? Yes, it is. Now, the Crovel is a multi-tool. It is. I mean, it's designed to do many jobs, and some it does great, some it does so-so. Now, I have never been a fan of this saw blade. I guess you can use it to make grooves, and I haven't used it a lot, but when I have used it, I didn't think it worked the best. I do like this beveled edge. You can sharpen it up nicely, and the heft of this thing, I mean, you can really chop, you can really dig. And it is multi-tool. You know, it's well made, heavy duty. But the thing that is the detractor of it is this. It is heavy enough that if I didn't have a vehicle, I wouldn't carry it. And if I did have a vehicle, I would probably have access to a full-size shovel as well as other tools. So that's my only problem with the Crovel. Now, if you have a compact space in the vehicle, you know, have at it. They are extremely well made, and this thing, when I bought it, and it's been a number of years, I want to say about 7-8 years, has performed well. And you know, I want to say I bought it for I think it was like $108 at the time. I'm sure it's more now. But really, if I'm carrying something, if I got to carry it, this is it. Lightweight and effective. Now, I will say this. I don't have a Glock entrenching tool. I have friends that do have them, and they say they're awesome. So the reason why I don't have one is I already have 2 compact E-tools. I don't need a third. But they say they're cool. There's also a saw attachment that some of my friends tell me works very well. And I guess it's even lighter weight than this. So, you know, I can't speak from first weight experience. So, you know, which one suits your needs? I don't know. If you're going to be digging a lot and moving on foot solely, I guess it would be the E-tool. And, you know, if you're in a vehicle and you want a multi-tool or something heavy duty or something with just a very high cool factor, I guess it's Crovel. So anyway, that's the benefit of my experience. This is Old Soldier talking about E-tools and Crovels.